Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm doing a review on the Pro Boxing Supplies Casanova boxing gloves. So check it out. Hey guys, Carlo here, and today I'm doing a review on the Pro Boxing Supplies Casanova boxing gloves. I got mine in the blue colorway in lace up in 14 ounces. You can also get this, I believe, in 12 and 16 ounces and Velcro closure as well, and several different colorways. I believe they have it in green, black, red, white, this blue that you see here, and I believe maybe gray. Now, before I go further with this review, I did want to clarify that this is going to be the Pro Boxing Supplies Casanova gloves that are made in Pakistan. I know that there's been a lot of confusion. These are not made in Mexico. They're a Pakistan-made glove, although it's misleading that they say it's made in Mexico. Now, the backstory behind this brand under Pro Boxing Supplies, and you know, I say this loosely because I don't know all the details behind it, but I know a couple of years ago there was some litigation between Pro Boxing Supplies and the actual Casanova brand that's based out of Mexico. And what ended up happening is Pro Boxing Supplies, or whoever owns it, ended up winning that and got the rights to the Casanova name, at least here, I believe, in the United States. So the brand that we know, the gloves I did a review on a couple years ago, was those authentic Mexican-made Casanova boxing gloves, are not the same as these. These are completely different. And the authentic Casanova ended up changing their name to Necalli Boxing. I'll put that link in the description box as well. So if you're looking for true Mexican-made, I guess you want to call it Casanova gloves, Necalli would be the way to go, because this to me is not the same glove. This is completely different. This is a Pakistan-made glove. The only thing that's the same as the original Casanova is the name itself. Other than that, a completely different glove. So I did want to get that out of the way and to clarify that before the review. For those of you asking, well, why the hell are you doing a review on these fake Casanovas or these PBS Casanovas? Well, that's exactly the reason why, is because there's been a lot of question about these particular gloves. A lot of people message me or ask me or send me a message on Instagram asking about the gloves. So I bit the bullet and I said, what the hell, I'll just go ahead and purchase them, see how these are, see how they stack up just as a glove without the name attached to it, and if there's any merit to these gloves in terms of just using them as a boxing glove and how they perform. So with that being said, design-wise, when you look at the glove, it is a pretty standard, classic, traditional looking boxing glove. I'd say it has a medium profile to it. It does have the Casanova Sports Professional logo on the back in oval. The leather itself has more of a satin finish to it. And the thing about this leather, it actually has kind of a weird smell. It almost smells kind of like has like a sour odor to it. It's kind of almost like a plasticky sour odor. And maybe that's just the way, I don't know if the color of the leather or how it was dyed, but it has a kind of a weird smell to it. Either that or it's been sitting on a shelf for a very long time. But you do have that satin finish. You have the Casanova patch. Again, it is not made in Mexico, so again, misleading right there. And that's patched. That patch is stitched onto the back. Soft touch material, says Casanova. Actually, let me rotate it upside down, and it's like that. You do have a triple cuff on the back with the stitching, as well as the 14-ounce tag. The inside liner is a pretty standard polyester nylon liner that has a nice satin finish to it. You also have long, flat laces with plastic tips at the end. Nothing too crazy there. As far as wrist support goes, you have about an inch of medium soft density foam padding on the back of the wrist, and I'd say maybe a quarter of an inch on the inside of the wrist. You can see it goes up to right about here on this side, as well as all the way to the stitching that goes horizontally and down towards the laces on that side. You do have black piping all throughout, up to the palm, as well as around the thumb. Coming to the thumb, you do have a leather attached thumb and no ventilation on the palm side. You'll also notice it does have a grip bar that's relatively small and kind of looks like it's cut a little bit short. You can see that the grip bar starts off and it ends kind of prematurely, so it's a little bit on the small side. It would have been nice to have that full length grip bar with this glove, and it also used latex foam padding. I'd say it's more on the medium to firm density side when it comes to this latex foam. Now, quality of the gloves, I'd say is right about at average, maybe a little bit below average in terms of quality. The good thing is that it uses full genuine leather construction. I would say that this glove, if I were to compare it to anything, would be like a mid-tier title boxing glove that's made out of leather. That's, to me, what I would compare it to. It's pretty generic in the way it feels, the mold of the leather, as well as the foam on the inside. It feels like, again, a medium tier title boxing glove. So for those of you that wanted something to kind of compare to in your head, or like, okay, well, what is this glove similar to that I already own? And I would say probably like a first or second generation like Promex style glove is probably what it's closest to. But the biggest issues I had with quality is this glove is severely underweight. So it's advertised as being 14 ounces, and I believe the right glove came in at like 11.3 ounces, and the left glove came in at 11.5. So I mean, you're looking at almost 3 ounces underweight, which is way off. The other thing is just kind of the balance of the glove. You can see that it's very floppy down the middle, so the distribution of weight's not very good. And that's because the padding they use for the wrist support is extremely soft. You can see the stitching on it is not too bad throughout the glove. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's not essentially the most horrible stitching. You can see that, again, that grip bar being too short. I don't like the fact that there's no ventilation in the holes, or ventilated holes, should I say, in the palm. You can see the thumb looks okay. The thumb where it meets the index finger. See a little bit of a misstitching right there on that portion. I haven't had any issues with the latex foam bubbling up, so that's a good thing. And that weird sour smell too is definitely bothersome. I mean, you can smell it. It's not a huge deal, but it definitely just smells weird. The inside liner does have a little bunching up around this finger portion in the hand compartment. When I slide my hand in here in a second, I'll kind of describe that to you. But I'd say quality-wise, I say at most average, but I'd say below average when it comes to quality. It just, again, feels like a mid-tier title glove. Comfort-wise, when you slide your hand in here, so the positioning of the thumb isn't bad. I actually don't mind the position. I feel like it does a good job of keeping your finger kind of close to your fist. The issue I have here is that it is too short. So when you make a fist, it doesn't pull down too much on the tip of the thumb, but the depth of the thumb is definitely on the shorter side. So when you make a fist, you can definitely feel your thumb pressing against the tip, but it's exacerbated when you land a punch with these gloves. You'll actually feel your tip kind of jam into the glove. Another thing is the inside liner, although nice and comfortable and smooth, there's a little bit of excess around the finger compartment. So I wish that they kind of would have flattened that out, or maybe use like a tricot liner. The wrist support itself in this section feels fine. The thumb piping here wasn't too tight, so that was a plus. And the depth of the finger compartment is really good. I do wish the grip bar was a little bit bigger. It does feel kind of underwhelming and small. And I wish they did put a piece of neoprene or something to cover the stitching on the finger compartment right there. So my main concerns are going to be the depth of the thumb, because the tip kind of jams, and I don't have huge hands by any means. The depth of the finger compartment is good. It has a good amount of width, not too narrow as well. The wrist support feels fine. The grip bar could definitely be bigger, and the liner, to me, they should change it as like a tricot liner, and not something that bunches up in the finger compartment area. Protection and performance, I'd say that this glove is more on the protective side. The latex foam has held up pretty well. I haven't had any issues with it. I would say that this is a good glove that you can essentially use for sparring, doing bag work, hitting the mitts with. So a pretty decent all-around training glove. If you're looking for a training glove you can use for everything in the gym, then this would be something in that wheelhouse when it comes to the type of, I guess you could say, pop and feedback. So you get a decent amount of pop, a decent amount of feedback, and the foam does a pretty good job of kind of flattening it out and not rounding out. So when you do land on the heavy bag, you can land on those two front knuckles. Cost-wise, this glove is $99. And again, I just think that for the price that you're paying for these, there's so many other better choices out there in that price point or that price range. Again, the part of it being misleading, saying that it's a Mexican-made glove and using the Casanova name, is a big no-no for me personally. I think that, if you're gonna do that, you need to make your own branding, your own glove. Actually make the gloves in Mexico and not mislead people by saying that, and it's actually a Pakistan-made glove. To me, everything about this glove screams made in Pakistan. And again, that's nothing against a Pakistan-made glove. There's plenty of great brands out there like Rival. There's some great title products that make that their products are manufactured in Pakistan. Phenom makes amazing gloves. Top Boxer is made in Pakistan. So it's not anything against a Pakistan-made glove. I just think it's more of the idea of misleading people to think that they're getting a Mexican-made product when they're not. Because obviously, with a Mexican-made product, there's a lot of different design cues. The types of leather, the types of foams that they use is definitely different than a Pakistan-made product. And just taking the name and sticking it on the gloves is, to me, misleading to people. As far as just the glove goes, if we were to take the name off of it, I would say it's a very average glove. But again, at the price point of $100, there's definitely better choices out there that I would look at, and you wouldn't feel like you've been kind of misled into buying a glove that you thought you were getting, but you're not. So if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box where you can find these pro boxing supply Casanova boxing gloves. I'll see you guys later. Take care.